Hey everyone, it's Ava. A little bit of a different video this time. That's because I have a real-life friend who's also into LineWriter. Her name is Sam. She's never finished a track, and she never really thought it was worth it to go through the trouble of making a YouTube channel and uploading her work. But she would send me some of her track files now and then. I would show her some of my videos, and we would use LineWriter as an excuse to talk about the art and music we were getting into at that moment. Sam recently decided that she was probably done making things in LineWriter, so I asked her if I could upload a collection of her tracks, and she said it was okay. Even if she never finished anything, I feel that the things that she has made are still worthwhile and interesting, and I hope other people find similar value in her tracks and in her progress as an artist, even if she left so many things in her work unsaid. Also, I think I'll jump in now and then and give a little context as to what was going on in her life and what she was thinking about. Maybe a little bit about me as well. Oh, and just a warning, some of the things Sam made were kinda heavy. So if you don't want to deal with stuff relating to transphobia or intrusive thoughts right now, you should probably skip this video or watch it some other time. Sam got into LineWriter a little bit before I did, near the tail end of 2020. She'd played LineWriter a little bit as a kid years and years ago, but never really made anything back then. She ended up getting back into LineWriter kind of randomly. It was just kind of a thing where she wondered randomly, hey, is LineWriter still around? And after a quick Google search, she jumped right back in and started making things. Sam's first track was Max's. It was probably the track she got closest to finishing, but she told me that she really wasn't happy with the way it ended, so she never ended up finishing the scenery. Personally, I like Max's quite a bit. I think it shows off a lot of the things that Sam was most interested in LineWriter. Mountain scenery, unusual approaches to remounting an off-sled, and moody, atmospheric music.
What did hope, Maxes, some good in you is of me. Even my suffering is good, in part. Sure, I swell with rage, fear, the stuff that makes you see your tail as a bar on the cage. But then, the feelings pass. And since I do absolutely nothing, my pride, like my fur, all gone, nothing happens to me. And if a whole lot of nothing happens to you, Maxes, that's peace. Which is what we want. Trust me.
I think Max's also gets at part of why Sam never finished making any tracks. She often took on these huge projects and would run out of steam or get demotivated before she was able to finish them. In that way, the muted shifting of space is similar. The full song is somewhere around 9 minutes. At this point, Sam had found a lot of Rabid Squirrels tracks and was trying to copy their minimalist approach to music synchronization. The issue was that, according to her, she was really, really bad at music sync. Which, yeah, I can't deny that the sync is pretty rough. But you can see Sam try to process and internalize things she's seen elsewhere, and reformulate them into something entirely her own. After giving up on the muted shifting of space, Sam told me that she wanted to concentrate on getting better at moving the writer around. She ended up watching some of Arglin's stuff, some older Quirk tracks, a few Quirk tutorials here and there. And for the next few months or so, she started making these bite-sized Quirk tracks just to practice getting Bosch to do what she wanted. No music sync or anything. There was a lot of stuff from this period, honestly, so I decided to just cut it down to the tracks that I thought were the most interesting. You can tell that Sam is kind of spinning her wheels. She makes some Quirk, gets bored or frustrated, abandons it, and then makes another track. This was around the time when I started making Linerider tracks, too. And for a while, neither of us had any clue that the other person was making things in Linerider. I mean, she hadn't shared any of the stuff she'd made, so there was no way I could have seen it up until that point. We'd gone to the same MFA program for creative writing. She was doing fiction, and I was a poet. Eventually, I think I posted one of my Linerider tracks to my Twitter account, and she saw it. Sam's the one who reached out to me. She messaged me out of the blue and said, "Oh my god, you play Linerider too?" We started sharing in-progress tracks back and forth. We ended up inspiring each other in a lot of ways. Neither of us really had a social life anymore because of the pandemic, so it was nice to hear from someone, just talk about art, music, and life. We would do these weekly voice calls together, just to catch up and talk. They meant a lot to me. I would like to think Sam also enjoyed our conversations. After graduating from the MFA program, she'd been stuck back at home with her transphobic parents. And maybe hearing from another trans person was helpful? She started drifting away from Quirk and started making other, more ambitious projects. And around the time I released Bells, Pulse Demon started pouring out of her with a frantic, almost frightening intensity. It's clear that Sam was going through a lot. I didn't want to pry, so I tried to be as supportive and as encouraging as I could. But sometimes, when I would ask her how she was doing, or really try and talk to her about anything deeper, she would just give me these one-word responses, and the conversation would just die. It felt like she was holding back, like she didn't really trust me or anyone. And it seemed like that was also part of why she couldn't finish anything, wouldn't release anything, really. And that's okay, obviously, but it meant I was worried about her.
In the woods there grew a tree, and a fine, fine tree was he.
And on that tree there was a limb, and on that limb there was a branch, and on that branch there was a nest, and in that nest there was an egg, and in that egg there was a bird, and from that bird a feather came, and all that feather was a nest. And on that bed there was a girl, and on that girl there was a man, and from that man there was a seed, and from that seed there was a boy, and from that boy there was a man, and from that man there was a grain, and from that grain there grew a tree. And on that tree there was a limb, and on that limb there was a branch, and on that branch there was a nest, and in that nest there was an egg, and in that egg there was a bird, and from that bird a feather came, and all that feather was a bird. And on that bed there was a girl, and on that girl there was a man, and on that man there was a seed, and on that seed.
Do You Doubt Me, Traitor is one of Sam's most fascinating tracks. Here, her voice started to develop into something unique. She started to take the scribbles from her last couple of tracks and really refine them, using a bunch of short, scribbly strokes to craft an inky, paint-like visual style. And obviously, the story at the heart of the track is so intense, almost heartbreaking. These two writers fighting and destroying each other. And it kind of begged the question, was Sam feeling okay? I didn't know, and I couldn't bring up the courage to ask.
How can you doubt me now? How can you doubt me? How can you doubt me now? How can you doubt me? Every stone on every mountain is etched with my name. Every vein of every leaf of every tree is slaked with poison. If you rise up to heaven, I'll turn the sun to blind you. If you sleep deep in hell, I have chains to bind you. How can you doubt me now? How can you doubt can you doubt me? How can you doubt me? Satan, 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 get beside me. Satan, 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 fortify me. I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't eat, I don't sleep. I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't eat, I let it consume me. How do I break you before you break me? How do I break you before you break me? How do I break you? How do I break you?
Sam got kind of burnt out on Line Rider after abandoning Do You Doubt Me, Traitor. It had been a massive project. Too massive, maybe. 10-minute song with a 1-minute fall that she'd wanted to be fully animated. There was no way it could have ever actually been finished. She got sick of the scribbles for the time being, and just tried to focus on making what she would call actually good movement. That is, when she wanted to make things in Line Rider at all. She seemed, I don't know, depressed, unmotivated. Sometimes I would hear yelling, these screaming matches in the background of our voice calls, but neither of us would acknowledge it. And it's like, why didn't I say anything? Why couldn't I speak up? Am I just that stupid or uncaring or what?
Pictures of your small family. You were so young, your hair dark brown. You had been born in There lived a lady by the North Sea shore. Lay the band to the bonny broom. 2 daughters were the babes she bore. La 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 la. As one grew bright as is the sun, lay the band to the bonny broom. So coal black grew the
I look through the big windows at the airport again. Far from home in 2014, disconnected and young, in my bag of books and poems that I read and reread. They all say, don't worry, dreamed dust is always blowing. Oh, this is a veil.
I released my track, My Boy, right around this time. If you haven't seen it, it's this track about queerness and queer youth and hoping for a better future. It's also one of the first tracks to include the Color Lines feature. I sent it to Sam and just said, thinking of you. The color features really ended up exciting her. She was saying things like, now I can make the Line Rider tracks I'd always wanted to make. She played around with combining quirk and color for a bit, and then played around with a few other music sync ideas that used color. Despite all this excitement, this moment would mark the beginning of the end of Sam's line writer work. But honestly, I think this color era of Sam's work is amazing. Each track is its own early innovation into using colors in line writer, and each one shows off ideas I still want to see explored in other tracks. Ultimately, however, I feel like the sensibility we see in Sam's tracks is uniquely her own, irreplaceable.
You'll notice yourself smiling with delight over things you once paid no attention to. Streetlights on the river, 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 smoke rising from a chimney, smoke rising from
Sam said something strange to me when she was making Here I Come, Constantinople. She told me that she was particularly excited to leave this track unfinished. At first I thought it was a joke, but her response was serious, I think. She told me, "I've started not finishing my tracks on purpose. They're better that way." I'll admit it was a confusing, maybe distressing thing to hear. I had difficulty understanding what she meant. Eventually I asked her, "Isn't leaving a track unfinished on purpose the same thing as finishing it?" She told me that it wasn't really like that at all for her. She said, "There are so many more things I want to put into the track, but I stop myself from making them." Not finishing her tracks was part of the point for Sam, I think. It was what she wanted to do. I'll admit that hearing that bothered me. We're almost at the end of Sam's tracks now. Sam started to play around with her painterly style again, this time with color. The result were tracks that looked closer to something like a painting, a beautiful impressionistic collage of lines. I really did think she was making some of the most beautiful tracks to ever exist. But a rift was growing in our friendship. Maybe she felt like I was judging her or pushing her to finish her tracks. I wasn't trying to. I tried to be enthusiastic, tried to be excited about each track she showed me, to give honest and thoughtful feedback. When I watched Hey, Who Really Cares, I felt sad. I hope Sam knew I was there for her. I hope Sam knew that I cared. I tried to say it in so many ways, but she always seemed to brush it off.
Been coming down for a long time. Changes coming down on me. Can't seem to carry them all now. Been wishing there was someone else I could be. Hey now, who really cares? Hey, won't somebody listen? Let me say what's been on my mind. Can I bring it out to you? I need someone to talk to, and no one else will spare me the time. I used to think of Ferris wheel light sounds, the Friday hum of neons in blue. But now they're like circular cages of grated tin and rusted wind. Hey now, who really cares? Hey, won't somebody listen?
Never Coming Back is Sam's last track. It's my favorite thing that Sam has ever made. I feel lucky that it exists. It's hard for me to rewatch Never Coming Back, honestly. It's so agonizingly beautiful. The name choice was intentional. She knew this would be her last track. She told me so. She said, I think this is the last Line Rider track I'll ever make. Then, she told me she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. She said, I think we should just let ourselves drift apart. Of course, I didn't want that. I wanted to be her friend. I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to help. She said, I don't want you to be there for me. I don't want you to help. I asked her what she did want from me. I promised I would do it. And she said, this is the problem, Ava. I want you to stop obsessing over me, to stop being so much of a people pleaser. I just can't be around that right now. And I don't think you're going to change this part of you anytime soon. I asked her if she hated me. She said she didn't. She said, sometimes you just can't be friends with someone, even if you really want to. Not everything can be fixed or made better or resolved. Months later, Sam sent me one more track. It wasn't really a track, though. It was more like some things she wrote out and sent to me as a line writer track. When I got it, I was confused. Why would she say goodbye like this? She said she wouldn't tell me. This was when I asked if I could release a collection of some of her unfinished tracks. She said I could, as long as I told the truth and showed this track to all of you. I need to confess something to you. Maybe you figured this out already, but these aren't Sam's unfinished tracks. They're mine. Sam doesn't exist. She never did. I told you this story, this half-lie, because there's something that I am trying to understand. I really did have a friend who just left LineWriter one day without really explaining why. His name was DefTab. Well, maybe he wasn't a friend. I don't know what he thought of me. But for a short time in 2021, he and I would talk over voice chat while we were both making LineWriter tracks. And he did make some really amazing tracks. Everyone Asked About You, We Don't Want to Die, The Fall of Mr. Fifths, and more. But my favorite track of his was the one he never finished. Its name was Unspoken. Kind of a fitting title, I guess, but it was this 9-minute masterpiece that I absolutely adored. It was psychological, personal, introspective in a way I hadn't ever seen in a LineWriter track up until that point. It was also massive, too massive for him to finish. I think it put too much pressure on him. Me and him joined the LineWriter community at around the same time. We hung out together, made art together, talked about the things we were into, like art, music, and writing. He kept me company for some of those first few months I was making things in LineWriter. My impression of DefTab during all this was that it seemed like he was struggling with something. Unspoken was clearly about the things going on in his head, these negative thoughts that were bothering him. At least I think so. I didn't want to pry or bother him about it. He was just some person on the internet. I didn't want to make assumptions about him. Ultimately, I was never sure how he felt. About me, or about anything else. I watched him as he kept working on Unspoken, bit by bit. It seemed like a huge undertaking. He wanted Unspoken to have this long, fully animated falling section. It seemed impossible to finish, but I hoped he would, because I truly wanted Unspoken to be out in the world, wanted other people to appreciate it just as much as I did. And then, one day, he posts this track. It's called A Not So Farewell from O.H. Westberg. I watch it. I was disappointed, obviously. I considered DefTab a friend, and I was sad to see him stop making Line Rider tracks. I hoped he would still finish Unspoken, but I knew he probably wouldn't. There were other things about the track that bothered me. There's that line at the end. I'm not even that pessimistic. Did he think I thought he was pessimistic, or overly sad or something? Did he see through me and hear all those worries I'd tried to bury for his sake? And that farewell. It's not fond. It's not so fond. Did he hate me? Or everyone in the Line Rider community? Or what? Who was this track for? Or who was it directed at? Because it feels directed at me. These things bother me more now than they did then. Because he didn't only just drift away from Line Rider, he tried to erase the fact that he'd made anything in Line Rider at all. At first, he stayed around in the community, then he left all the Line Rider servers. After a while longer, he unlisted his Line Rider tracks. It was okay though, he left up a playlist of them on his channel. After that, he deleted the playlist. And eventually, finally, after many months, he deleted his Line Rider videos too. It's hard for me to understand why he would do this. In general, it's hard for me to understand why people would try to destroy the art they made, to try and take it back. Especially when it means a lot to people. It means a lot to me. DefTab's finished tracks, thankfully, were not destroyed. Line Rider is very lucky to have an extensive and well-maintained archive, and his tracks are preserved there. The archive's YouTube channel has even reposted some of his tracks, so you can still watch DefTab's work while browsing YouTube. Several of his unfinished tracks were also preserved, including Unspoken. Before he deleted his tracks, DefTab sent over the track file so that it could be archived and maybe released one day. Around that same time, I asked him if I could make a track that used Unspoken to talk about some of my own feelings around his work, and he said that I could. I've tried to make that track several times, and each time I had trouble finishing it. There were so many things I felt like went unsaid, went unspoken, were left unresolved between us. And I feel stupid for being so hung up on a few weird interactions I had with some teenager on the internet. There's another line in that farewell video. I don't know about you. He probably meant it as a figure of speech, but I think it reveals something about the way people relate to one another. No, if I'm being honest, all it really does is say something about the way DefTab and I related to one another. We didn't really know each other. We were just two strangers on the internet. Let me show you the project I tried to make. All I really managed to finish was an intro to Unspoken. I wanted to make several other sections, an introduction to DefTab himself, a track that showed off the hidden parts of Unspoken, and a conclusion that managed to wrap up my thoughts into a nice and neat bow. But I didn't. I couldn't. Okay. I'm going to show you Unspoken now. And then I'll tell you one last story. When I was 11, I had a friend die suddenly. He was around my age, maybe a little older. He just died one day. Overnight, he had asphyxiated himself with his bedsheets. I'm not going to speculate on the reasons why, but it happened. There were so many things I wanted to tell him, but I couldn't. I couldn't tell him how much he meant to me. I couldn't tell him how good a friend he'd been to me, even if he'd found me to be a little annoying. And I couldn't ask him if he really did think of me as a friend too, or if he was just tolerating my presence. And of course, he couldn't answer. I still think about him every few months. And I think about all the other things in my life that have been left unresolved. Things unspoken, things unfinished, things unmade. Sometimes we have no control over the things we get the chance to say or to do. We live with regrets no matter what. And slowly, painfully, I've had to accept that nothing is ever really resolved. I think it can hurt to let go of that closure, but I think there is also a beauty in art in letting things go unfinished, a sweetness in letting things go unsaid. We can see it so clearly and unspoken. This track about why Def Tab could have never finished it, could have never brought it entirely into the world. And in that incompleteness, it finds another kind of completion. And all those tracks that I said were by Sam really were things that I couldn't finish, things that I had to abandon. But I also needed to imagine them in the mouth of another person, someone who really understood this art of not saying, someone who could make beautiful things without ever needing to finish them, who could just sit with the unfinished state of our lives and grow to fall in love with it, someone who is maybe a little better at boundaries, someone who didn't need to try and make other people happy all the time, so that maybe I could understand better, so that maybe I could be more like that person. There's this horrible saying, art is never finished, only abandoned. In truth, I think it's the opposite. Art is never abandoned. It is only ever finished. Always and all the time. But we have to find the beauty in an unclosed form, to embrace the world's vague, endless stories. There's so much more I want to say, but I can't say it. I can't put it into words. I think I should just stop here. I hope you got something out of all my rambling. No, I don't. I hope you didn't understand a single word of what I've just said, but I want to thank you for listening, all the same.
I said God in the trees, it's lovely, but it's lonely. With the bomb, he will try to clone me. Make up my